පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා දේශනාව සිදු කරන විට කරුණාවෙන් ආරාධනා කරන්න කැමතියි. ගෞරවනීය දයාරංගල කුසල ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේට උන්වහන්සේ වැඩ වාසය කරන්නේ ඇමරිකාවේ බොස්ටන් වල. ඉතින් බොහෝ කාලයක් උන්වහන්සේ මේ ප්‍රදේශවල වැඩ වාසය කරනවා. ටික දවසකට අපේ විහාරස්ථානයේ වැඩම කළා. වැඩසටහන් කීපයක් මුල් කරගෙන සහ ඇවිල්ලා යන විහාරස්ථානයට අපේ හිතවත්කම් මත උන්වහන්සේ මම එකම ප්‍රදේශයෙන් ලංකාවේ බොහෝ කාලයක් අපි දන්න කියන අසුරු කරන ආන්දරන් වහන්සේලා විදිහට උන්වහන්සේලා ආරාධනා කළා අපේ ප්‍රදේශයට වඩින්න. ඉතින් අපේ විහාරස්ථානයේ වැඩ ඉන්න අනිත් සියලු ආන්දරන් වහන්සේලාගෙන් ඒත් බණ අහලා තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා මේ වෙලාවේ මෙතන දරුවෝ බොහෝ දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. ඒ වගේම ශ්‍රී ලාංකික නොවැනැත්තොත් ඉන්නවා. ඒ හැමදෙනාම සාමින් කුසල ආන්දරන් වහන්සේගේ දේශනාව ඉංග්‍රීසි භාෂාවෙන් සිදු කරාවි.
Dear venerable members of the Mahasangha and dear friends in Dhamma, so this is the concluding part of the ceremony, so that you know that you no longer have to sit like 20 minutes more and hit your cushions. In about 8 minutes, this little sermon will be ended. So I beg your patience until we are done. At this moment, what I am going to do is to share some wisdom from the Buddha. And as we all know that we just had the venerables were served with the food. And food is a favorite thing for all of us. We like to eat. We like to test new restaurants. We like to go to new places and share our food with new people. The Buddha also has spoken about this food. The type of food that he spoke about is not generally the gross food that we eat. There is a clear distinction between the type of food he spoke about and the food that we eat. So now, I will ask these questions from you. When you eat, let's say you are going to eat an apple, what do? Sometimes you wash it. All the times you wash it. And then you cut it into nice pieces. Sometimes you make a decoration, like you make a flower out of it. You do beautiful artwork with this apple sometimes. And then you bring it to the table, and on the table you have it also nicely prepared, like it's pleasing to the eye. So this preparation is done before we eat. Also before we eat rice, what we do is we clean the rice. We don't go to the market and buy the rice and eat rice right away. We cannot do it. We have to clean it, wash it, and put right amount of water, and then cook it the right time, and then serve it at the table. This is the process we do with vegetables and many things. And once we eat this food, what happens to the food? It goes into our system, and the body knows what to take, and when the food is digested, the remaining stuff that are not useful to the body will be removed. This is the process with the food. And you only eat 3 meals. Probably you eat about 20 meals sometimes. You have refrigerators at home, and it's a matter of a second to go there and pick an ice cream or something. So, but generally, we eat 3 main meals. But the type of the food that the Buddha spoke about is the food that we eat from the mind. The mind food, do we wash the mind food? We don't. Do we prepare the mind food before eating? We don't. We just keep eating 24/7. The food keeps coming. And is there a system to purify this food in the mind. Like the body does. The body knows the technique. It takes whatever is necessary and then removes the rest. If the body didn't do that, the food will be rotten inside your body and you will get sick. The same thing happens with the mind. The mind food, as you keep the food stored in your mind, the past memories, the sad events, losses, embarrassing situations, and all these food, they are there in your memories, in your mind. And because many people don't have a way to clean the mind, the food gets rotten inside the mind. This is very simple, very easy to understand. Can you suggest me a way to clean the mind? There is a way. What is the way? It begins with the letter M. Meditation. Meditation is the way to clean the mind. Right? Because the mind doesn't have a way to clean itself. Every day we need to sit about 20 minutes and allow the mind to have the space to clean itself through these meditation techniques. When you are refreshed daily that way, you don't feel the boredom, or you don't feel like you don't have any energy. You are able to manage the duties of the day without any problem. This is generally done by the monks and the practitioners of meditation. In Canada, in the US as well, when people talk about Buddhism, they immediately think about mindfulness. Mindfulness is the only Buddhism sometimes that is known to them. And that also is a practice of meditation. Doing mindfulness, daily mindfulness, helps to clean your mind. So this is perhaps important to you, but the more older you get, the more food gets stored in your mind. And then they become little troublesome to you. So you'd better have some understanding about how this mind process works. Through seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting and physical sensations and thinking, sometimes overthinking, we keep eating endlessly. Don't we do that? We endlessly keep eating. And there is no problem with that, but you also need to do some meditation daily, so you are able to have some composure and calmness through and through on your days. And on this ceremony, because we don't have so much time, I was told to limit the talk for 8 minutes. And earlier we were planning to do this for 20 minutes. And because there's a program that should start at 1:30 at the temple, so we are rushing. But that is okay. You can always come to the temple and meet us and ask questions. And as we were doing this ceremony, I'm sure those people who are not familiar with the custom may have thousands of questions, like why we hold the thread all together, why monks are bald, why do they eat in bowls, and why do they wear things like this. So these general questions I think we can keep for later. I would just give a brief understanding about what we just did. What we did was keeping a Buddhist custom. That is a prolonged custom. It has been there since the Buddha's time. One time, the Buddha's stepmother, she prepared a robe for the Buddha. And when she tried to offer it to the Buddha said, no, offer it to the Sangha, offer it to the community, and I include in the community. So she did not understand this. She started crying because she wanted to really offer this to the Buddha. And the Buddha's attendant, Venerable Ananda, saw her crying and went to the Buddha and said, "Why is she crying? What did you refuse?" And the Buddha said, "Ananda, I am telling her to offer the robe to the Sangha, and she does not understand this." Finally, she was convinced that offering it to the Sangha means you are offering it to the Buddha and all the community of monks. As a royal person, if she only focused on the Buddha, many thousand monks will be ignored by her. That the opportunities to offer to many Sangha will be loosened by her, although she is around. Later, when she became a nun, she became fully enlightened, and she got at the time she realized that she was going to pass away. She went to the Buddha and said, "Venerable Sir, it is true that I am your stepmother, but I regard you as my father. To appease your craving when you were small, to appease your craving a little bit, I did breastfeeding to you. But to appease my craving forever, you fed me with the milk of Dhamma, milk of wisdom. Therefore, I am forever grateful to you." And at that moment she said, "When you were small, I had a gold plate in which I was making you eat. I was making little rounds of food and making you eat. Had I known that you will become a Buddha in the future, I would have never done that." So she apologized from the Buddha for all her wrongdoings. And this custom, the custom of offering everything to the Sangha, started from then, and then it continues. That whenever, even now, you have built this very nice house, everyone who comes to the house say, "Yeah, it's a nice view there, nice view there, nice view everywhere," and also the drive is also very nice. All those views are out there, but you can also tell them that we have the right view, the first part factor in Buddhism. And because of that, we do these ceremonies to keep with the Buddhist custom and to receive the blessings. So from the beginning till now, from the moment you invited the Venerable monks until now, you have been cultivating wholesome thoughts in your mind, and this stays with you, nothing else. As you whenever leave this world, these wholesome states will stay with you, and the heavenly states, heavenly rewards will be awarded to you. Or else you will always be born in happy realms. This is the teaching of the Buddha. And from that moment onwards, after the Venerables came here, you received the 5 precepts, and you offered the first portion of the food you prepared to the Buddha, and also you offered the food to the Sangha as a Sanghika almsgiving, and then you invited the Venerable monks to do a blessing chanting. So this ceremony is complete that way. And also you listen to this little Dhamma talk about purifying your mind daily. And I hope this is enough for now. And the Venerable monks very compassionately bless you to Ravi Giragama and his wife Manosha and the 2 daughters. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for inviting many friends to the house, and they are all happy to be here. This is great. And we all, as they wish, we will transfer merits to Manusha's grandma, Asil Nona, who passed away 3 months before. May she be well and happy wherever she is. May she attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the departed relatives who may have lived in these places or anywhere who are expecting merits, may they all rejoice in the good deeds we did. May they all be well and be happy. Say sadhu and recite the gathas with me. එත්තාවතාච අම්හෙහි සම්බතං පුඤ්ඤ සම්පදං සබ්බේ දේවා අනුමෝදන්තු සබ්බ සම්පත්ති සිද්ධියා එත්තාවතාච අම්හෙහි සම්බතං පුඤ්ඤ සම්පදං සබ්බේ භූතා අනුමෝදන්තු සබ්බ සම්පත්ති සිද්ධියා එත්තාවතාච අම්මේහි සම්බතං පුඤ්ඤ සම්පදං සබ්බේ සත්තා අනුමෝදන්තු සබ්බ සම්පත්ති සිද්ධියා ඉදම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ අභිවාදන සීලිස්ස නිච්ඡං වද්දාපචායිනෝ චත්තාරෝ ධම්මා වඩ්ඩන්ති ආයුවන්නෝ සුඛං බලං ආයුරාරෝග්‍ය සම්පatti සග්ග සම්පatti මේවච අතෝ නිබ්බාන සම්පatti ඉමිනාතේ සමිජ්ජතු